What's up guys, welcome to the video, and today we're going to be talking about actually 4 units. I think 4 units in total, because since they're all in the band anyways, might as well go over them since I know everybody's going to ask about them. We're going to talk about Akstar, Neovision, Shinju 5 to 7, sorry, and also Neovision Lasswell and Neovision Aileen. So let's go ahead and get into that. So first of all, I would not get too upset with his STMR because, yeah, at first it seems really weird that it's not two-handed, but it makes sense in the long run. So, first of all, he has some weird brake mechanic move, where, for those of you who do not know what brake mechanic is, basically you need to get the brake gauge down to 0% where you can actually deal significant damage to the boss. You can still kind of deal with damage to the boss, it's just not going to be a whole lot. And in some cases you can't deal with damage at all. So he has that. I don't know if that's a thing, but it was on the wiki, so I'm going to report it here. But he's the first one who has this kind of a thing. He has 20% TDH in his normal form, 150% true to wield in his Brave Shift form. He also is mainly an ice damage dealer, and by mainly I mean he is an ice damage dealer. 150% human killer, 100% human killer buff, which is pretty good, and it's on a chaining move, I believe. And also he just casually gets 300% attack for himself on a chaining move. So similar to how Akstar's enhancements on the global side, we got like a 250% attack buff while chaining. It's very similar to here. And also of course he has 120% perils. Plus he has a bunch of things where he gets mod boosts and stuff like that, how Akstar usually always is. And there's some bad situations going on with this guy, because he doesn't have the 6 times cap just like Cloud. But for Cloud it kind of made sense because his AC form didn't have the 6 times cap, so it was kind of simulating his AC form. But like, come on, this is a new unit that's using True to Wield as his main source of damage, and he doesn't have the 6 times cap. His modifiers are good, but it's not like they're insanely high where a 6 times cap would make them broken. So not having the 6 times cap, it just seems kind of, it just doesn't seem really that impressive in comparison to how other Neovision units have been. Like Rain was impressive because he can be like a side DPS support. He can also be a main DPS if you really want him to be. Aerith was a healer, but also a DPS on the side if you want her to be, or even maybe main DPS if you want her to be, and also a healer, main DPS. Cloud was a really good finisher, and things like that. Tifa, amazing finishing plus chaining capabilities. Dark Veritas, lots of killers. Dark focused, but still had a lot of stuff you could do. And then you get this guy, who basically I don't know what I think. He just doesn't seem to be the best of the best. I don't think he's gonna be the best of the best. And I know everybody was looking forward to him, but unfortunately, sorry about the sniffling, I'm really trying not to. But he doesn't seem that impressive. I'm really not that impressed. And maybe you guys can go and look at the wiki and point some stuff out that maybe I'd missed. But he just seems like another average damage dealer. But the problem with that is he's a Neovision unit, so you need to kind of go hard to get him. But if he's just average, like, there's someone else in this video that we're going to talk about that is just far more impressive, and you may already have him or her, so that's a hint. So overall, for Dark Visions, of course he's going to get an A because he will be very strong, and he can chain with like Raiden and Enhanced Akstar because he's ice damage dealer. So anyone who has ice and AMOE frames will be very good in Dark Visions. So there's that. But for normal meta, I mean, of course he's going to be really strong, like a B+. His TMR is good. His TMR has some good stuff on it, so that's good. And I think that's about it. So let's move on to the next unit. So we've got Childish Butler Shinju. So she was upgraded from 4 to 5. I'm not really sure why they're focusing on these units when we still don't have all the orders done. from Season 2, all the orders are still not finished, so I'm not sure if they're ever going to come out with more order units. I'd like to see more. I'd like to see what the one with the hammer, you know, the giant hammer. I'd like to see that one. I'd like to see Vlad. There's still some other units, you know, the guy that was always like upside down with like his feet in the air. I'd like to see that guy too. But they're just, I guess they're not interested in making them yet. Oh, and also the healer, the white mage. I'm sorry, I don't remember what their names are. I'm really sorry, guys. The white mage who turned over to the good side eventually. I want to see that. I want to see his kid. Or her kid. I'm not sure if it's a he or a him. Sorry. Anyways, onward with Shinju. She's basically Bart's 3.0 or Madam 2.0, where she's just mod ramping very slowly. She's a little bit faster, but she's locked to Earth only. She has Earth in view. She only has 100% Earth and Perils, which sucks, but it is what it is. She has 200% TDH, and guess what? For the first time ever, there's a TDH whip unit that is not bad, not good, not bad, that can use Yigo's STMR. So let's go ahead and quickly go over what Yigo's STMR actually does. Oh, it does nothing. Oh, I thought it gave like TDH or something. So it doesn't do anything, but it has 176 attack on it. So finally Yigo's STMR will actually be useful for something. A two-handed whip. I can't believe it, guys. So if I were able to get her at some point, I mean, I would just like to use her because, oh my god, it feels really good to actually use Yigo's STMR for something, guys. It just feels good. So for those of you who are wondering if she's going to be a TDH whip unit, yes, she is going to be a TDH whip unit, 20% TDH, and Yigo's STMR. Hopefully you have it. If you want to use her, I mean, honestly, she's just, She's starter spray chaining, earth imbuing, whip using. It's exciting. It's exciting to me that you can use her whip finally. But other than that, other than the excitement of using Yigo's STMR, she's not that impressive. Honestly, her kind of slow, methodical mod ramping stuff is really not that good anymore. And considering when you need to beat trials on a certain time limit now, like a lot of the newer trials, you need to beat in a certain turn count. So I'm not sure if you would even be able to do that in new trials and stuff like that. But it'd just be interesting to have, at least. So really that's about it. So Dark Visions, I don't think you would bring her because she's just too slow. For normal, if you're just starting out in the game and you don't have anything else and you get her, sure, cool. But then you won't have Yigo's STMR, so that kind of sucks. Her STMR is pretty good, by the way, but not better than Red 13's, because like the 50% attack, you can, at least for seasoned players, you can cap attack pretty quickly. You don't need this to cap attack. You'll do it. You'll do it naturally. Trust me. So most of that's gonna go to waste. And Red 13's gives a lot of MP, way more than this one, and also no burst fill rate. So I think Red 13's is far better than this. And of course, it just gives more attack in general. So that it is what it is on that. So let's move on to the next unit, shall we? Now this is the one I was excited about, like in my news video even. I'm excited about this guy because he is incredible. My descriptions here will not do him justice and do him enough justice. So in his Brave Shift form, he already has 6 times cap in his normal form, by the way, with enhancements. Just to recap, he does have 6 times cap already with enhancements a long time ago, but he has 6 times cap in his Neo Vision form, or Brave Shift form. I should have put that. I don't know why I didn't know why I didn't put that. And he also has 96 times modifier. Just throwing that out there. In his Brave Shift form, 96 times modifier that he has permanent triple cast with. Zone Burst is decent. 130 times. You can make it into like a cloud type Zone Burst finish. So that's good. Mainly ice focused now. His 96 times mod is ice based. So you kind of just want to stick with ice from now on, pretty much. And there are a little bit of downsides, not too much. His Brave Shift form doesn't last very long, and you can't use it on turn 1, so it's a little unfortunate. But other than that, like there's a lot of benefits here that it would fill up the whole list. It would fill up everything. So there's just a lot of amazing things about him. And if you've been looking forward to him becoming Neo Vision like me, you have a very solid damage dealer, and I would not be surprised if he's at least in the top 5, even in the top 3 right now. I would not be surprised if he's number 1 right now. Someone in my Discord told me that he's up in the charts already, so yeah, if you've had multiples of this guy and you were so sad in the past, don't be sad anymore, because he's here and he's gonna be clapping some cheeks. So with that being said, A+ for both, because at least for Ice. For Dark Visions, of course, A+, because these modifiers are outrageous. And normal Meta, of course, A+, because he's just outrageous. So I can't believe they made him this strong, but it is what it is. And let's go into the last one. So we've got Aileen here, who now apparently has 2 drills, or is that just 1 drill? I don't know. It looks like she has 2 drills now, or just 1 big one. Her drills look a little different. I'm pretty sure they're not the same. So there's a lot to go over because she's a very complicated unit, and at least for now, when we go through it all, it won't look that complicated. So basically, she's an Earth finisher now. She has 125% Earth Imperils, basically for only the turn that you apply it, because it lasts for 0 turns. So you have to constantly keep reapplying it, which is fair. It's more than 120. And also she has AoE 100% AoE Machine Killer, which is better than Alexander Charlotte's now. Or Hold Aegis, I think was what her name was. By the way, 170 times Earth Finisher, just throwing that out there. 170 times Earth Finisher that she can just cast anytime she wants because she has permanent triple cast. Just throwing that out there. It's not a big deal. I'm just throwing it out there again. 170 times, 175 times Earth Finisher. Just throwing that out there again. Sorry. And her Olympus is pretty decent. 120 times mod with 7 hits, and also she gets a lot of Olympus damage buffs. And on top of that, her Magnus ability in her normal form gives AoE W flip rate of 300% and also 30% or 30 Olympus crystals. So very similar to how her cooldown did back in the day, where she was kind of like a Olympus support. And also her Magnus ability in her Brave Shift form gives her, like, I think it's like Rock and I think it was like Rock and Machine Killer. Show 200% Machine Killer to herself for 1 turn. It's okay. It hurt. Since she has permanent triple cast, you can use that and use the Earth Imbue and then, or the Earth Imperil, and then use the finishing move, and it'll probably hit pretty hard against rocks and machines. And she has a new chaining frame, Stardust Ray, but it's not really that strong, so she's not really meant to be a chainer anymore. She's meant to be a finisher with some support. She's Looper support, Machine Killer support, things like that. She's really meant to be a support and finisher now. So don't think of her as a chainer anymore. Think of her as a finisher, kind of like how Tifa now. Well, Tifa has stronger chaining than she does, but yeah. And yeah, I just think that she's quite good now as a support type, support finishing type unit. So if that's what you're looking for, good. If you're looking for her to be the next pile driver queen, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but they did not stick with pile driver frames, thankfully. So you need an Earth finisher. I mean, she gets an A+ because she's probably the best. She's probably the strongest. She's basically the Tifa of Earth in terms of finishing. And for Dark Visions, of course, if you need an Earth physical finisher, you're going to put her in. For normal meta, you can't really fit finishers in that much. And since she's only Earth, you can't really build up chains like with the flood chaining, like how Tifa was able to use that. So it's going to be a little harder, but you could use Quake. There's not a lot of units that have Quake, unfortunately. Maybe that's not true. Maybe there's ways to get Quake. Let me know down in the comment section if there's ways to get Quake. I actually want to know about that. Are there any like TMRs or niche abilities that you get, like materials that you may have gotten, or maybe like Esper has? I don't think so, but maybe there is. But anyways, that's gonna wrap up the entire review. I'm sorry that it was so long. Well, it's not that long, but let's go ahead and end this. Let's wrap this up now before it gets longer. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Who's your favorite unit in this banner of this review? And let me know in the comment section down below. And if you watch all the way through, type in #piledriver. #piledriver will be the keyword for the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.